Hello everybody, this is going to be a video both showcasing and trying to explain step by step the Duke's Archives Golden Floodgate skip. This skip is currently used in the Fast as All Bosses route and possibly some other route that I'm not aware of or category, but it is pretty important because we only place the Lord Vessel really late with Koth after 4 Kings. And we do Seath way earlier. And this is a skip that there's not a lot of resource out there for. It's been a lot of trial and error and finessing the skip throughout a couple months now that we've been using it, almost a year actually. So I will be trying to explain what I do for it. So the skip consists in 2 parts. There's a seam up here that you walk or roll on to get on the top of the corridor's roof, and then you have to do a clip back in bounds, which is also something that I will be showing in this video. The first part is getting on top of that rock over there, which is arguably the most annoying part because this is a jump that doesn't always work. So it's like this. And it worked first try there, but that's often not how it goes. But what I try to do is when I try to line myself up with this little rock and where I want to be, where I want to get to. And as I'm sprinting, you see that your character goes up and down this slope. I try and jump when the character is coming down of that slope. I don't know if it's very clear to see in the video. Also, this area is extremely dark, so I did my best in OBS to get a filter to make it more visible. So okay, that's the first part. Second part is getting a little bit on top of this rock, because right here you can see that I am trying to get on it, but I can't. There are like 2 regions of this rock. There's a little higher. That's where I want to be. In my opinion, the best way in my experience, the best way is getting to this bottom left corner and trying to align yourself a little bit with this rock, the right side of, not this rock, this tree thing. And then you can get on it like this. And this is where you start aiming with your bow. This is a pretty important thing because when you are in this state of zooming in with your bow, you can only roll in 4 directions. So this guarantees that your character is going to roll forward. So there is no analog variance in other compound directions. And this aim right here heavily depends on how you get on this rock. So this is one of the reasons why this skip is annoying, right? Because you're going to have to assess your situation mid-run, okay? But this comes with a lot of experience, and since I've done this skip for a long time now, you can do it while there's this region right here in between this branch and this one lower. This entire region in between is fine for you to do it. Also, I'm aiming all the way down, so the only thing that I'm moving is horizontally. So that is one less degree of freedom, one less axis that you need to worry about. But my rule of thumb is if I'm low, so for example, let me try pressing S here. So for example, if I'm here and my aim all the way down is like over here, on the next row, I aim a little further to the left than compared to if I was, for example, right here. If I was right here, I would aim a little to the right. I'll try to show that with different examples. So the first roll, I'm doing this with controller, by the way. You just roll forward while aiming at a little bit off to the right. So there's this lighter brown stripe right here that the left side of my reticle is pointing at, I align this thing with the reticle. But you can be a little bit to the right as well, like in between, like in the middle of this black, this darker spot. You can be like right here, for example. I roll like this, that's just fine. The second part, there is this humanity-shaped lighter spot on the rock. I aim the right side of my reticle with this. I align it with that. Roll forward. Right here, what I do is there is this little triangle shaped by the leaves. I go more or less on the middle. It's pretty lenient right here, but it all comes with experience how each step of precise aiming affects the others. So right here, what you do is that you actually walk forward. So you have the option of pressing W on the keyboard or going with your analog stick. I highly prefer the W because I don't trust myself going in straight lines of this game. So you walk forward until you reach this section. So when you reach this is when this black part disappears and you start seeing this lighter part. You're gonna aim to the right. You're gonna switch to the right. Always aiming all the way down. Walk forward until you reach this part right here. And then you can roll forward, backstep, and roll forward again. And you'll end up in this spot, or something really close to this. This aim right here, right now, you can see in a little to the bottom left of my reticle, there is a protruding darker spot. I'm aligning the bottom left diagonal line of my reticle with the left side of that protruding pyramid looking thing that looks like an upside down house. So this is what I'm aiming at. So I roll forward right here. And for this part, there is this black stripe. I aim more or less at the middle of it. Roll forward. There is this V, upside down V shaped kind of black spot. I aim at the middle of it. Roll forward. Right here, there is this like section that divides textures. I aim more or less on it. Roll forward. Right here, this is pretty lenient. You can aim at this. You can aim at like the brick right here and roll forward. And here's the part where we often just two-hand, and here we do a jump on top of the roof. So it's something like this. You can actually get on this by different means, because this is a pretty weird part of the roof. You can like roll on it, you can straight up walk on it, but I highly prefer jumping onto it. It's much better for me. So right here, you're going to be walking or sprinting down the top of this roof. Say bye to that boar. And here is a pretty important part of the skip. We're gonna make use of a stored jump. So if you've speedrun this game or even played it casually, you know that sometimes you press a button and you roll instead of doing whatever. You block, you get a roll instead. That's because your stamina was probably omega low, and then you did the roll input, and your game said, oh, this guy's trying to roll. So the next action you perform, or if you stand still, is going to be that stored action. So right here, we're gonna make heavy use of the stored jump. You can set this up while sprinting as well, but I'm going to be doing it right here just for clarity's sake. You gotta get your stamina pretty low, and then you do a jump input. try to jump, right? And the thing about this is that you can't move. You can't stand still, right? If I stand still right now, I'm gonna do a roll. In this case, I actually failed to start jump. Yeah, that's also a thing. You can fail this by storing a jump instead of a roll. A roll instead of a jump, sorry. So that was slightly more stamina, so I should get a jump now. There you go. That's a stored jump. So we're gonna make use of this in the following way. We are going to nudge ourselves in here. You can see that I am going diagonally, but I'm not moving forward, so I'm stuck in this place. We're going to aim at this specific tile in like this separation between this tile and this tile. We're gonna aim the right side of our reticle like this, and we're gonna let go forward. I actually died on it. I'm not sure what causes this. This doesn't happen normally. Wow, that's funny that this happens when I'm recording a tutorial for it. But yeah, maybe I like built up some velocity. I'm not sure. That's quite humorous that this happened now. So yeah, let's going through it again, lining up with the small rock and where the rock I want to go to. Jumping when my character's coming down. Oh, that's nice. We get to show the jump again. So yeah, this jump can fail. It's kind of annoying. So yeah, left bottom, bottom left side of this rock, align with the right side of this tree. There you go. Ended up more or less on the same place as last time. So here, something that I might have forgotten to mention is that I aim slightly to the right of this black stripe on the rock. Oh yeah, this is another thing. Depending on how you set it up, you're going to have to deal with leaves on top in front of you. So be careful with that. You can pan your camera like this to see more or less what it is, and roll forward. Left side of that lighter stripe, roll forward. Walk until you see that the end of this black thing. Aim to the right. Walk forward until you see the white stripe. Here I'm slightly in front of it. Pretty far forward. This should still work. Yeah, it worked. Middle of this black stripe, roll forward. Middle of this V, upside down V-shaped black thing, roll forward. Separation between textures, roll forward. Brick, roll forward. Get on the roof. Alright, so I'm gonna be trying to do the stored jump while actually managing my stamina and sprinting. And so you can actually see how it would look like in an attempt, more or less. So here I have a lot of stamina actually. And there you go. There's a clip. You want to quit out there. It's not necessary strictly, but it's really nice to quit out there to de-aggro that boar, because that guy is mean, very mean, and he can kill you instantly otherwise. So yeah, I'm gonna do it one last time. So once again, lined up with the rock. Got on the bottom left of this guy. Right of that guy. Bam. 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 And yeah, you can get pretty quick at it, but it's really not super necessary to be as fast as that, because it's a pretty tough skip. This is the hardest segment of the run. It's the one with the most tech and difficult skips. So Yeah, I really wouldn't bother going too quick with it, but experience is very important with the skip. So I hope that helped. And yeah, good luck on your attempts.